The Toronto Raptors make history as they beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games in advance to the NBA Finals for the very first time in their franchise history. What is going on, y'all? Fast Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to talk about the Eastern Conference Finals, which obviously is now wrapped up between the Raptors and the Bucks, and talking about the Raptors winning and moving on to the NBA Finals. But before I do that, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and turn on my post notifications and follow me on my social media links down below for that as well. With that being said, a lot to talk about. Let's recap this game, talk about what went right and wrong for both teams, especially the Raptors, and talk a little bit about the NBA Finals. A little preview, but not too much. With that being said, let's get in. So when you're talking about the Raptors, you have to start with one Kawhi Leonard, who of course has been phenomenal, not just in the series, but in the entire NBA playoffs. And today, he didn't shoot the ball particularly well, just 9 for 22, but still put up 27 points, 17 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Had a ridiculous dunk on Giannis, but then, of course, on the next play, ended up getting stuffed by Giannis. But overall, obviously, the most impactful player on the Raptors by far, but he did have help today, and this has been a theme in this series, folks. Whoever usually gets more help, and I'm talking about which star, whether it's Kawhi or Giannis, gets more help, usually ends up winning that game, okay? And today, you had Fred VanVleet show up. He had, I believe, 14 points. Serge Ibaka and Norman Powell chipped in with 9 each. So the bench for the Raptors played pretty well. So you had that going. And Pascal Siakam had a good game. You know, Kyle Lowry came through in stretches. But overall, the Toronto Raptors, again, did what they needed to do. They were down a lot in this game, but it never felt like the Bucks had this game in control. It always felt like the Raptors were going to go on like a 10-15-0 run and just win this game. So you had that, and of course it ended up happening. On the other side of things, of course, Giannis leading the way for the Milwaukee Bucks at 21 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. But here's the thing, again, missed free throws. Again, he is shooting in the playoffs, bro, is going to be a problem if he doesn't improve, okay? Because in the playoffs, teams expose your weaknesses. And with Giannis, I see a lot of potential in his jump shot. I really do. The form is a little slow. I mean, the release is a little slow, but the form is there. And if he just works at it, I think he could be actually a very competent shooter, similar to how Kawhi Leonard is. Because if you remember, Kawhi Leonard, when he entered this league, he wasn't able to shoot like he is now. So Giannis just needs to work on it. But right now, as of right now, Giannis's lack of shooting in the playoffs really hurt him, and especially in this series. Brook Lopez was the other guy for the Bucks with 18 points, and then Ersan Ilyasov had 13 off the bench. But overall, Eric Bledsoe, man, where was he in this series? Every time he touched the ball, bad things happened. He was just flat out awful, okay? And Malcolm Brogdon didn't have a good game. Chris Middleton, very up and down series. I think he had one good game. So with the Bucks, a lot of inconsistencies, but I can boil it down to one thing: experience or lack thereof. The Bucks don't have the experience and the Raptors do. And this is probably where me making this pick, and I think I had the Bucks in 6. Looking back at it, I think that's the one thing I underestimated, because in the playoffs, experience matters. And the Raptors have been there. Maybe they haven't won, but the fact that they've been there has shown the fact that they've got the experience, and they just needed a guy like a Kawhi Leonard to get them over the hump. And of course, LeBron James being out of the Eastern Conference certainly helps. So the Milwaukee Bucks, they're just getting started. And here's the thing with the Bucks fans, if you're listening, don't worry. You guys have a bright future. I honestly don't even think the Bucks need to add any more pieces. You guys just need 2 things: Giannis to develop, especially his jump shot and his free throw shooting, and the Bucks to get experience, because that's essentially what you guys are missing, and they will be running this East for years to come. So I'm not worried at all about the Bucks. They just don't have the experience right now, but they will. As far as the Raptors, man, this is a long time coming. First time in history for Toronto. Really happy for the Raptors. Really happy for Drake and everybody else who represents Toronto and Canada in general. Because as far as other teams, you've got cities and states, but Toronto's got a whole country behind it. And it's a beautiful thing to see, a team that's never been there get there. Shout out Masai Ujiri, who made that move for Kawhi Leonard by trading DeMar DeRozan. He got a lot of flack at the time for making the move because Kawhi Leonard's an impending free agent. But hey, listen, no matter what happens now, it certainly feels like it paid off and it was the right move. It's going to be very difficult for Kawhi Leonard to leave a situation like this in Toronto for somewhere else. So I have to give credit to the GM of the Raptors. But overall, folks, I think these teams were both evenly matched. It's just one team had experience, the other team didn't. One team had Kawhi Leonard, one team had Giannis, and Kawhi Leonard at this point in their careers is a better player than Giannis Antetokounmpo. There, I said it. Even though Giannis is going to be the MVP in this series, Kawhi was better, and I believe right now he is the better player. So there you have it, my analysis. And real quick, talking about Golden State versus Toronto, a lot of people forget the Raptors are going to have home court in this series. So that is something that people need to pay attention to. Not to say I'm going to pick Toronto, but just pointing that out. I'll have a separate video for my official prediction between the Raptors and the Warriors, so go ahead and look out for that. But with that being said, happy for the Raptors. Happy that the series obviously was as good as expected, but the Bucks should be back very soon. They'll be very good for a very long time, but I'm excited to see the Raptors in the NBA Finals, so congrats to them. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you guys agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.